Brought to you by Referrals TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Jordan Nielsen here, host of Real Estate Pros on Lister Pros TV, and today we are in Tempe, Arizona with a very special guest, Steve Werner of My Home Group. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and joining me on Real Estate Pros.
Thanks for having me.
So for those watching that don't know who you are, we'll give you a couple minutes to introduce yourself, what you did prior to real estate, what interested you in doing real estate, how long you've been in the business, and we'll kind of go from there.
Sure. So, I got in the business 2001, so I've been in it 17 years.
Oh, wow.
So I started when I was 21, like I said, and before that I was in restaurants doing bartending, expo, all that kind of jazz. And then I moved to Colorado, just a little soul searching, right?
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to become like a professional snowboarder, right? So I'm like,
Was that the goal?
That was a goal, a plan. So that was plan A, but then that got shut down pretty quick after 2 years. But loved Colorado, still love Colorado. And then I moved back to Phoenix, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do? So it's been in the family for tons of years. My mom's been in the title business she's going on her 49th year.
Oh, wow.
And she's a partner in the company with First Arizona Title, Jenny Werner, shout out.
Shout out to the mom.
Yes. And then my mentor in the business, my stepfather, Tim Massengale, he's going on 45 years. And of course, he started when he was 12, full disclosure.
Right, exactly.
So that's how I got started in the business 17 years ago. Did it for 9 years with Realty Executives under my stepfather, Tim. Taught me a lot, didn't implement a lot. And then the boom hit in 07, 08, and I was like, okay, I got to adapt to this. So I got into the leasing and property management gig side of it and learned a lot from that. I did 150 leases a year, did some transactions through that, and I just worked my butt off. And there's kind of a ceiling in the leasing, and there's really no appreciation in it either. Your clients are like, get me in a house, and you're just dealing with calls and management, and it's a headache,
right.
For me anyway. And then I said, okay, if I can put that amount of effort and work back into working with buyers and sellers, since the market's kind of turned around a little bit again, I can get back into what my passion is for real estate and working with buyers and sellers. And so that's what I did. And about 3 years ago, got back into that, started with My Home Group, and here we are.
Kind of reset from the property management side of the business, and you do traditional residential real estate buyers and sellers.
Yep.
Primarily. Now, do you service the entire valley, or do you have areas that you?
I do. So I work the whole valley, but when I prospect close to home. I live in Ahwatukee, so a lot of my client base is in Ahwatukee. But with the referrals, you go where the referrals are.
Sure.
And being a native of Arizona, I know a lot of areas, so it's okay. I'm not really out of my comfort zone in a lot of different parts of the valley.
Right. So what do you like most about being outside of the property management and then in residential real estate? I'm sure there's kind of pros and cons to both, but what do you like most about doing residential real estate? Or traditional?
Yes. Well, the appreciation factor. I mean, you're doing a transaction with a family or an individual, and it's one of the largest transactions in their life. And you get to be a part of that. You get to facilitate it. You get to coach them. It's very rewarding when you get to give them the keys, or you sell their property. They get to move up, move down, whatever they're doing. Mm-hmm. And and the opportunities are limitless. So the sky's the limit, right? So I love the endless possibilities, the fluctuation in schedule. If I want to go ride my dirt bike, I can schedule that into my schedule, or if I want time with my family, I can schedule that. So with the passion of helping people achieve their real estate goals and being able to do what I want with my family and my lifestyle, it's just a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. Having that flexibility, especially with little ones around, to be able to attend things is definitely nice.
And if you're going to run a business in this business, I mean, because there's the part-timers say, oh, you're flexible, your schedule's so flexible, you've got so much time. But if you're really going to run
you're going to ride your dirt bike in the morning, but then you're also working till 10 at night or 11 at night.
Right. I might be out there at 5 a.m. ripping it.
Right.
But then I'm in the office 9, 10 o'clock, whatever, servicing my clients with a clear head, stress-free, right?
Right. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So why did you ultimately, and we know there's a lot of options when it comes to brokerages, why did you choose My Home Group?
Well, in fact, the owners of My Home Group, Jeremy Clevin and Mark Hutchins, they're good friends of mine. I actually went to real estate school the same time they did in 2001.
Oh, really?
So they've been in the game as long as I have, right? So it's a group. It's the feeling, the support, the everything they offer, just for agent support, all the training, and their doors are wide open, right? So if you need help, you need a question, you need help with something, they're there for you, and they're good peeps. They're my homies. So
Right.
Shout out to them too.
Right.
So anyone looking, absolutely, My Home Group's the way to go.
Yeah. So one thing I've noticed a little different about you and kind of going above and beyond for your listing. I've seen some videos that you've produced for your listings. Talk to us a little bit about video and how you use it in your business.
Well, in today's day and age, of course, social media and video is becoming like the thing to do, right? And you guys, Lister Pros, help me out with that. And I think it's super important to do, because if you're not doing it, and you're not doing what you should be doing for your clients. Because I just have the work ethic or the strive to, you gotta outcompete your competitors. So you got to be number one on doing these things and being professional with the drones, with the Matterport 3D tours, with
Right.
the walkthroughs and the video, and just showing your clients that you're there for them, because you got to get out to as many people as possible, right? So through social media, through mailing, through every avenue that you can, because you have to do that for your clients.
Absolutely. So, obviously that's one of your main roles as a listing agent, is to get as much visibility on your listings as possible. Obviously, number one, you have to have professional photos, bar none. But anything else you do above and beyond that, is going to just get you more attention, more awareness around the listing, which more exposure, it's not going to hurt,
Exactly. And it's worth every penny. You're putting your best foot forward. I've gone with other companies, but little shout out to you guys, Lister Pros. You're the best, and I only go with the best in that situation, because that's putting your best foot forward and doing the best service to your client.
Right. So primarily, do you do buyers and sellers? So you said you work the entire valley, and you've lived other places as well, right?
I grew up in Scottsdale. I've lived in the Arcadia area. And then when my wife and I got married in 2012, we got a little house in Ahwatukee, and we've been there since for 7 years. And that's where we started our family with our 2 kids. So yeah, buyers and sellers. The newer you are in the business, seems like you're working buyers. But as you grow, and as I've treated this as a business more so in the last 3 years than I have 17, the referrals come, and it starts to kind of become a little bit more of the listing side. It seems anyway. This past year, it seems like it's been that way. And so it kind of has its ebbs and flows of buyers and sellers, and I love working with both. And that's another cool thing about the business, is that it's not the same thing every day and every year. Who knows, in the next year or two, a lot of things could and probably will change in the business. Going to have to adapt, and that's going to be another challenge and avenue in the business to adapt to.
And you mentioned getting referrals, and obviously that comes at a price, and the price is delivering high level of service. You have to deliver a good experience to your customers in order to get referrals, so that's saying that you're doing something right. Now I'll ask you, what is it that would entice a seller to hire you? What do you do better or different than what the other 40,000 agents are in the valley? What makes you different? Why do people ultimately choose to work with Steve?
Well, And it's funny you say 40,000. I think it's up to 80,000.
Oh, it probably is over the last month.
It's crazy. They say there's like 400 new agents coming to the market or in the business like every month.
Wow.
And 90% of them fail within the 3 years. But to kind of answer your question, it's really on the listing side, it's I feel results. So we get our sellers. First of all, we're putting our best foot forward with the marketing and the plan of action that we strive to do. And then we're getting 98 to 99% of list price, and our days on market is 23 to 25 days on average. And we do 4 times the amount of business as the average agent. And then when we sit down with our sellers, we show them our marketing plan of action, and we try to blow them away, and it just seems, hopefully, that it's a no-brainer to them to go with us. Or I say us, my wife and I are married. It's primarily me, but I have a transaction coordinator and just brokerage support and everything. So it's you don't win them all, but you put your best foot forward always and show them what you can do.
So how long have you been riding dirt bikes? You mentioned dirt bike riding.
Dirt bikes kind of all my life.
Or you're into like extreme sports because you're talking about wanting to go pro as a snowboarder in Colorado.
Yes.
So have you always been into this kind of stuff?
Outdoors is my jam. So if I'm not, it's funny. This year we're trying to do this like little passion video of me, like it's kind of ride or buy. If I'm not out there helping you buy or sell homes, I'm out there riding my dirt bike or with my family. And so I've been riding since my whole life, but I've gotten more into it, like racing, like enduro style, the last 2 to 3 years.
So have you entered races for
Yep. So
not like Baja and stuff like that kind of.
That's a little extreme for me, but through AMRA, Arizona Motorcycles Riders Association, they put on these enduro races that are, I'm a C rider, mid-C rider, so I'm not.
So they have different classes, so you don't have to
do.
Ride with these super fast guys.
I mean, there are super fast guys, and you're kind of mixed in with some of them. They got the AAAs and pros, etc.
I gotcha.
But then they have classes to where my son, who's 4, next year he'll be 5, and he'll be racing because we just got him his first PW50. So it's in my blood. It's my passion. I love it. I love it.
That's awesome, man. I share the same passion. That's why I like it. We're going to have to get out there.
We're going to have to ride.
And ride dirt bikes sometime. Anyways, if somebody watching this is looking for an agent to hire to either buy or sell, or maybe an agent that wants to reach out and ask you some questions about your business, how do people go about getting a hold of you?
So, of course, first and foremost, cell phone, 480-688-0767. Or you can email me, steve@aznativerealtor.com. or my website, aznativerealtor.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, Steve.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming in and joining me on Real Estate Pros, and we will see you guys on the next episode.